All right. So, hi everybody. Welcome to this presentation. As you probably know, the business world is an open field and it's very hard to compete in it. I want you to think about these following questions. What makes you a good seller? What makes you fail? And most importantly, what makes you successful? Today, I'm not giving you the keys to the kingdom, but you will be able to maybe apply 2 or 3 things that I'm going to present in your professional life, which is social selling. I will talk to you about that particular subject because I'm finishing next December my bachelor in HEC Montreal, and I'm specialized in marketing and project management. This subject is really important for me because it's not useful for marketing and sales only, but for all business jobs. So yeah, it's pretty useful. I also think it is important to share that part of marketing to you guys. So the main idea of my presentation will be about what is social selling first, why is it so important even if you're not a seller, and how to apply it in your life. So let's get into it. The first takeaway of my presentation is what is social selling? So the first thing to know is social selling is a technique where salespeople directly interact with their prospect on social media. Of course, I'm not talking about Facebook, Instagram, or Snapchat. Maybe you do, but I don't recommend it personally. That technique is actually so powerful that as to date, 78% of the salespeople who uses social selling are getting better results than sellers who are not selling on social media. But the question is why it is so effective comparing to traditional technique. Because people tend to be spending more than 3 times on their social media than their time allocated to meet people during work hours. And as you probably know, our generation and the generations that will come after us will be more and more connected on internet than those who preceded us. The thing about social selling is that it gives a lot of key information to business people in general. And I mean a lot of information. For example, an airplane seller wants to find potential customers, so he does research on a social platform and will get information about his prospects with their public posts, their resume, where they work, etc. So I think you get the big picture. So the business people will actually know to who they will be talking to, who is a good prospect, will be difficult to convince, and so the list is going on. It actually saves a lot of time comparing to the traditional business ways. You can also see what your competitors do on your market. So for some people, it will be considering cheating or spying, but for others, or like myself, it is a powerful tool to stay dominant in the market you work in, the way you get your part in the play. As I've said in my intro, it could be used in other fields than selling. For example, some of you, like myself, will finish school really soon and you will need to get a job in whatever field you are studying in. If you build your social network well, you may be recruited by companies for a good job. And I mean a good job. Companies actually recruit a lot on social medias these days, and maybe you should get your dream job by doing social selling. In that case, you're selling your competencies to future employers. So that's really important. I'll talk about that in my next takeaway. So the next thing I want to present to you is how can social media help you become a better professional? So how some tools may be useful for you. First of all, I would like to ask another question to you guys. Who has LinkedIn? Pretty common question in HEC Montreal, I admit, but a really important one. Like I've explained to you, social media is a powerful tool for sellers and employers, but it is as well for you. I'll be explaining to you how to build a good profile on that particular network and how you can measure if you have a good profile. Yeah, it is. We can measure a LinkedIn profile or not. So does some of you knows about the social selling index or the SSI? For those who are not familiar, it's an indicator that allows companies and people to know their capacity to adapt on 4 different things or level, and every one of them are rated on a 25 mark, so it does a total on 100. Each things are rated on a maximum of 25, as I said. So the first level is how to create a professional brand. In other words, how does your profile looks? Do you have a picture? You post a lot? How many followers have you gained? Etc. The second level you want to improve for your SSI is to find the right people. You improve your score when you have people who are related in a way at your business field. For example, if you're selling planes and you're adding a farmer on LinkedIn, it's not a good people. Maybe it's your friend. Maybe you've studied with him like in high school, but for your SSI, it's really bad actually. So to improve that score, you need to get the right people first. The third level is to engage with insights, which means how you share with your network. Do you have comments or likes on your posts? So any kind of interactions. And the last level to improve your SSI on a 25 mark is to building strong relationships, which means how you are expanding your network or your brand, for example. So I'll take the airplane seller as an example again. Um, so if you have a customer and that customer will tell some of his contacts to do business with you because you're good, you're definitely building your network really well, really well. So finally, here are some facts about people who are working to have a high SSI. So someone who has a high SSI, they gain 45% more sale opportunities. So that's a lot. And 80% of them are more productive than the other sellers. So it increased strong connection between specific and networking activities. So as you probably know, that's a really important thing. To wrap things up, I have shown you what was social selling and how to apply it on a platform like LinkedIn. I would recommend you strongly to try to improve your LinkedIn and focus on what will make you distinguish from the others. As it was explained at the very beginning, the business world is tough and you have to be better than the competition to really succeed in a world. Social selling is a great way to do so, even if you're not a salesperson. So you have now one of the keys to succeed in business in your hands. Thank you.